Hey everybody, this is Emmy and welcome to the weekly What? I have got so much to share with you today. Like Kanye West bullying disabled people, a teacher that shot herself in the leg at school, a Dutch lady that faked a 5-week trip to Asia, and Urban Outfitters offending everyone. So once again, everyone in the world is pissed at Kanye West. Now, I'm going to be honest. I love Kanye. I have been obsessed with Kanye since the Shutter Shades way back in middle school. I believe him when he says he's a god. I believe him when he says he's a creative genius. He is. So I give Kanye a pretty good allowance of being a jerk to other people because I love him. But I thought maybe I hit my wall with Kanye this week when he told 2 disabled people at his concert that they had to stand up or he wasn't going to continue the show. But I am an investigator. So I looked into it and watched the video 4 or 5 times to make sure that my opinion wasn't completely biased. But I really think Kanye didn't know. He definitely didn't know the first time that he said something. And by the time he realized they were actually in a wheelchair, he kind of moved along. And unfortunately, he was a little bit slow on the uptake. But see, here's the thing, is Kanye hates a lot of stuff. He goes on lots of rants. We know that Kanye hates the media and the government and other celebrities, but if there's one thing Kanye loves besides Kim Kardashian, it's his fans. I personally don't think that Kanye would ever do something intentionally to mock his fans, especially disabled ones, but all he had to do was come out and say he's sorry. That's literally it. He could have just been like, sorry, I didn't know. And I would have been like, you're my boy, Kanye. But instead, he came out and said some weird stuff the next night, like, I'm a Christian married man. Okay. Well, I guess we forgive most other Christian married men, so just say sorry, Kanye. Just say sorry. Kanye, you're killing me. I'm trying so hard to defend you. All you need to do is say you're sorry, and people will believe that you didn't know any better. Please, give me a break and just say you're sorry. So, in the state of Utah, it is completely legal to carry a gun in a school as long as you have a license. So, this female teacher did have a license and did conceal a gun and carry it with her, which is totally legal. She did nothing wrong. But somehow in the bathroom, she managed to shoot herself all the way through her leg. Awkward. I'm not going to go on about what I think about guns, but I'm not completely sure that one of them needs to be in a school. I like to think that maybe the one person that should maybe have a gun in a school is a police officer or security guard, because they seem to know what they're doing. If she didn't know enough about gun safety not to shoot herself in the leg, then maybe their requirements to get a gun aren't quite strict enough. Now, you gotta feel kind of bad for the teacher. I mean, she wasn't doing anything wrong, and that's gotta freaking hurt. But I feel worse for the students. If you hear a gun go off in your school, that is traumatizing. We've had too many tragedies recently that when you hear a gun go off in or around a school, chances are it's something pretty bad. So for this teacher to put these students through that kind of stress, it's not cool. Their reaction to that is, huh? Because how do you have a license and still manage to shoot yourself in the leg? Don't you have a safety? Get your shit together, lady. Damn. So I've decided that I no longer have to be jealous when my friends go to Hawaii and post pictures all over Facebook, because chances are they're faking it. Thank goodness for this story about this Dutch girl that faked a 5-week trip to Southeast Asia this week. Turns out, for the 5 weeks, she was hiding in her room, going undercover, and even doing things like Skyping her family in the middle of the night from a redecorated room in her house just to trick everyone she knew into thinking that she was in a totally different country. This lady was photoshopping pictures of herself with monks and in temples and in restaurants and like with little orphans at ruins. This is crazy. The only person that knew that this woman was actually still here was her boyfriend. That's kind of impressive. That's a lot of effort. I would say that she's completely psychotic, but she was actually doing this as a project for university to show that what you see online can be misleading. And sometimes very misleading. Wow. That is a lot of effort. That is some serious commitment and some really impressive Photoshop skills. You go, girl. Ugh. Urban Outfitters is too much. So I'm 21 years old, and 20 years before I was even born, there was a horrible, violent tragedy at Kent State, and I'm aware of it. So if me, the average 21-year-old, knows what happened, how is there an entire board of people at Urban Outfitters that thought it would be okay to take a vintage Kent State sweatshirt that looks like it's stained with blood and put it for sale on their website? This is just beyond not cool to me. Urban says that they didn't really realize that it was so offensive and that they found the sweatshirt, which truly is vintage, at a flea market in Los Angeles, and that it wasn't blood, it was sun exposure. And they had chosen the sweatshirt as part of a one-of-a-kind sun exposure collection of vintage clothing. How did you miss that? Maybe if this was the first offense with Urban Outfitters, people could let it go, but just recently they had a problem with a shirt that says "Eat Less" on it in their juniors collection. Not cool. And they released a shirt that featured a 15-year-old model with her crotch exposed on the back of a motorcycle without her permission. Yeah, they're getting sued for that. I'm sick of apologies. Your crappy, fall-apart clothes are honestly not worth the message you're putting out. Sick of you guys. People are going to get real sick of you real fast. This week's What Do You Know is that the tiniest Pomeranian in the world was just purchased by Paris Hilton and cost a whopping $13,000. That's cool. It's not like that's the price of a car or anything. You can't put a price on friendship. Well, that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, I hope you'll subscribe. And I've got to go Photoshop myself a vacation to Tahiti. Bye.